In this world, everyone's future is determined by the card they receive on their day of awakening. Fortunately for our protagonist, Z, he was granted the Summoner card, which is considered one of the strongest and most important cards available. However, the downside is that this card requires a tremendous amount of money to be effective, as summoners need to purchase powerful beasts. Unfortunately, Z was completely poor, which led all the wealthy individuals to constantly offer to buy his card, believing it would be wasted on him anyway. But the surprise was that Z refused every single offer. He stubbornly insisted on becoming a summoner. Since he had no money, he had no choice but to buy cheap creatures. And indeed, he ended up purchasing this cute panda. Everyone mocked him at the time, but what no one knew was that Z possessed a hidden talent, one that would transform his weak creatures into legendary beasts. Everything begins here with our protagonist, Zio. While at school, he runs into one of his acquaintances who approaches him and says, "Sell me your summoning card. You don't deserve to be a summoner. I'll take it off your hands right now for 8 million. The surrounding students were stunned. How could someone sell a card for 8 million? They wondered. But Z shocked them all. With complete confidence, he said, "I won't sell it. I don't want to give up my profession as a summoner." The students protested, telling him, "You're incredibly stupid. How can you be a summoner when you're this poor? As you know, being a summoner requires money, and you probably can't even afford the cost of summoning a single creature." His acquaintance kept pressuring him. "Think carefully about my offer. Not everyone is cut out to be a summoner. I'll give you one last chance. I'll take the card for 10 million. You won't get a better deal than this." Z thought for a moment and admitted to himself that they were right. "I can't be a summoner without money, but what they don't know is that I have a golden talent that will help me manage." He turned back to his acquaintance and said, "Don't think your money can buy you everything." His friend laughed. "You must be crazy. Of course I can buy anything." Z replied, "All right, I'll prove you wrong right now." He activated his golden talent and summoned his first creature. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a white slime, one of the weakest creatures imaginable. He grew frustrated. Did I really give up a 10 million offer for something this weak? But then, a glimmer of hope appeared. A system message popped up. "You have acquired a talent, the Golden Legendary title." Z exclaimed, "Excellent. This title is incredibly powerful. It can elevate combat techniques to the highest possible level. The only problem is that my compatibility with this slime is almost non-existent. If I go into the forest with it, I'd basically be walking to my death." For that reason, Z decided to head to the shopping center to look for a skill book that could help him make use of his legendary title. Time passed, and he arrived at the center, where he ran into his bully acquaintance. "What a strange coincidence," the bully said mockingly. "What are you doing here? I'll always be right behind you. Just sell me your card and save yourself the trouble. I'll show you what a real summoner's beasts are supposed to look like." He summoned his own creature, a white tiger, and said sarcastically, "My beast here is worth 50 million. Meanwhile, all you have is that weak slime." Z completely ignored him, focusing on something more important. At that moment, his system notified him a skill book compatible with your title has been detected. Z was surprised. The skill book cost only $10 and had been tossed into the discount section. When his acquaintance saw it, he burst out laughing. "You've got to be kidding. That book isn't even worth the $10 they're asking for." Calmly, Z replied, "Why don't you mind your own business?" He bought the book and used it. It turned out to be a summoning skill book through which he summoned a panda. The panda looked extremely cute and had almost no combat ability. Z said, "No problem. I'll activate my legendary ability on the panda." The moment he did, the panda transformed from its adorable form into a top-tier combat panda. Even its skills reached level 10. Overjoyed, Z said, "Excellent. From now on, I'll call my panda Bao." He thought to himself, it's only a matter of time before Bao, who cost just $10, becomes far stronger than Zhao's white tiger, which cost him 50 million. Just then, the system interrupted his thoughts with another message. "You must take advantage of tomorrow's beginner event to further develop your skills and Bao's abilities." Time passed, and the next day at school, as usual, the bully Zhao pointed at Z and said, "There he is." He showed up. He mocked him in front of everyone, saying that Z had wasted his little money on a worthless skill book and still had that weak slime. Another bully chimed in, "No, he bought a giant panda, but it looks so cute it's probably nothing more than a pet." "They should have some shame," another added. "People like him should just hide at home and never come out again. Z heard all of this, along with Zhao's taunts, and responded calmly. Let's see who ends up hiding their face in the end. Zhao snapped back angrily. How about we settle this now? Let's see which of us can clear the beginner event first. Z replied, you can have the beginner event. I'm planning to go straight into hell difficult. Everyone present was shocked. That's impossible, they said. No one enters hell difficulty right away. It is considered the most difficult level in existence. No one has ever cleared it before. Even Zhao himself laughed and said, you're basically trying to kill yourself. Fine, if you lose, you'll buy me 500 square meters of land. But if I lose, I'll kneel in front of you and apologize immediately. The event began right away, and the officials addressed the students. Focus and choose a difficulty that suits you. Your lives are more important than any challenge. Z completely ignored their warning. He tapped the screen and selected hell difficulty for the mountain region. The moment he was transported to the trial grounds, monsters began appearing rapidly before him. Stone-armored beasts of level 3. Z showed no fear at all. He said to Bao, let's go. Show me what you can really do in combat. Within seconds, Bao eliminated the armored monster with a single strike. Z was astonished. As soon as the monster died, his level rose from 1 to 2, granting him new attribute points. More importantly, he gained a new ability called Devour Master. This ability allowed Bao to convert anything he ate directly into strength points and new attributes, accelerating his growth. Overjoyed, Z said, why don't you try eating what's left of that monster? Bao obeyed and began eating, and Z immediately noticed that Bao had indeed gained new strength points from it. Bao himself seemed to enjoy it, starting to consume stones, weapons, and even skill books he came across. Everything he ate was instantly converted into power and attributes. Z grew even more excited. If we keep this up, our strength will become overwhelming. Suddenly, in the middle of the area, a Thunderhawk appeared, a powerful elite level 5 monster. Z realized the situation was dangerous and said, flying monsters are going to be much harder than ground ones, but I know you can handle it. Sure enough, Bao defeated the creature with ease, gaining 300 experience points and a skill book that enhanced control over thunder power. Meanwhile, the scene shifted to Zhao. We discover that he is in serious trouble. His white tiger, despite costing him around 50 million, was unable to withstand the powerful monsters of hell difficulty. Terrified, Zhao began searching for any place to hide. Back to Z. This time, he found another summoning skill book and decided to try it. The book allowed him to summon a second creature, a ghost squirrel. The ghost squirrel excelled in stealth and was highly intelligent. To strengthen it, Z raised its level to 3 using the experience points he had collected. Then he added the final touch by granting it a new ability, the legendary Shadow Master skill. Z smiled. Perfect. Now my squirrel is also a professional killer, capable of controlling shadows. At this point, Z had formed a complete team, one a tank-like combatant and the other a swift assassin. As he reviewed the squirrel's abilities, he discovered one of its key skills, Shadow Clone, at level 8. This meant the squirrel could create 40 clones simultaneously, each possessing 70% of the original strength. With a skill like that, Z essentially had an entire battalion of powerful fighters at his command. After some time, the scene shifted to the exit area. A figure emerged, completely battered and exhausted. It was Zhao. He looked as though he had been through hell. The situation inside is insane, he told his friend. Almost died. I don't think anyone else managed to survive in there besides me. He then remembered Z and thought to himself, Z probably left long before I did. There's no way he could have lasted as long as I did. He probably didn't even survive 5 or 10 minutes. He asked his friend about it, but at that moment, an official announced that Z had not yet appeared. Zhao was surprised, then smirked. That's great. If he still hasn't shown up, there's a high chance he's dead inside. Meanwhile, back with Z, he had reached the peak of the mountain. Standing before him was the final boss of the challenge, the Red Demon Lion, a rare level 10 monster with terrifying power. Z remained completely unfazed. With full confidence, he greeted the boss. I've been wanting to meet you for a while. He stood firmly before the demonic lion, which let out a thunderous, intimidating roar. Z stayed composed and began analyzing it carefully, searching for a weakness. From his analysis, he discovered that the lion possessed immense energy and a deadly skill called Burning Claws. Now it all makes sense, Z said. With power like this, anyone entering this level would likely die without clearing it. Then he added with a grin, now let's see if this powerful lion can withstand a single slap from Bao. He called Bao forward, asking him to step up and reveal his true strength. And then, with just one strike, Bao completely annihilates the demonic lion with a single strike. The moment the lion dies, a large amount of loot drops, and a system message appears before Z. Congratulations. You have earned 1,000 experience points for killing the boss. Additionally, you receive another 1,000 points as a reward for being the first to clear hell difficulty. Z is overjoyed and says, "At this rate, my beast strength will become unstoppable." At the same time, the scene shifts to another location far from mountains. We see the city lord, who has been monitoring everything that's happening. He is utterly shocked. This is impossible. How could this happen? How could anyone clear hell difficulty? I personally designed this version so that the boss would be overwhelmingly powerful. How could a beginner possibly defeat it? He immediately calls his assistant. "Prepare my car at once. I need to go see this genius myself." Back at the exit gate, all the students and teachers are still waiting. Zhao speaks up impatiently. "It's been a long time. How has it not shown up yet?" "Just as I thought, Z must have died inside. There's no way he could survive that long among such powerful monsters." Suddenly, Z finally emerges from the gate. He walks calmly, without a single scratch on him. When Zhao sees him, he is stunned. "How are you still alive? And without any injuries? You must have been hiding inside. You just got lucky that no monsters found you. There's no way your weak creatures could defeat even a single monster in there." At that moment, the system's announcement interrupts everyone. "Congratulations to Z from the East China region, currently ranked #1 nationwide in clearing the hell-level mountain instance." Everyone is completely shocked. How could a beginner like Z rank first in the entire country? Zhao loses his mind even more. Impossible. His beasts are weak. There's no way they could achieve this. He must have cheated. Z responds calmly. "Hell, difficulty isn't that hard if you actually have some skill. Now then, since I won our bet, where's my apology?" Zhao, furious, snaps back. "I'm not apologizing." He throws 5 million at him instead and adds, "You'll pay the price for this very soon." At that moment, as they're arguing, a luxurious car arrives. The city lord steps out and addresses Z. "You just set a new record. Ask for anything you want, and I will grant it as a reward." Z thinks for a moment. The hell instance I entered must have been created by the city lord, but the experience points there are quite low. I need a better solution. The polluted forests are where true danger lies, and the experience there can be up to 10 times greater. He then states his request. "I want a passport so I can travel to the polluted forests outside the city." Everyone is shocked by this request. It sounds like Z has a death wish. Even the city lord says, "Are you sure about this?" The army forbids anyone below level 10 from entering. The survival rate there doesn't even exceed 1%. Z insists firmly that he wants to go. The city lord nods. "Very well. I admire your courage. I'll grant your request. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., at the southern gate, someone will be waiting for you." With that, the scene concludes. Shortly after, Z returns to his room and begins opening all the rewards he obtained. He starts with the exclusive Hell chest and receives the Hell Beginner badge, a symbol of his courage and unyielding will. Z reflects, "I need to raise my level. If I go to the polluted lands, my level will skyrocket. I'll probably reach level 10 easily a few days before the big exam." He continues reviewing his rewards and discovers he has also obtained the legendary Spirit Shield skill, which automatically creates a protective barrier around it. If the shield is destroyed, it regenerates after about an hour. Then Z recalls something. "I've reached level 4 now, which means the system will grant me a chance to use a draw." He uses the opportunity, and suddenly the screen shines with a golden light. He acquires a new legendary skill, Treasure Scent. "Excellent," Z says. "This isn't just any skill. It allows me to literally smell treasures. I can locate them and even determine their level and exact value." He considers which of his beasts should receive this skill and ultimately decides to give it to the shadow squirrel. After assigning it, he says, "Tomorrow in the polluted lands, I want you to find us some hidden legendary treasures." As for Bao, Z provides him with various supplements to enhance his strength, along with numerous weapons. 2 spiritual hammers, the Ping Chung sword, and a light, fast dagger. After equipping him with all these upgrades, Z examines Bao's stats and says to himself, now Bao is fully prepared, operating at the highest possible level of his true strength. I think he's now even stronger than even level 10 legendary beasts. Time passes, and the next morning Z arrives at the gate. The guard doesn't recognize him at first, checks his information, and says, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to leave the city without a permit. But then he realizes who Z is and quickly corrects himself. Oh, never mind. The city lord informed us about you. You may pass through the gate without a permit. But be careful. the polluted lands are extremely dangerous. You should head to the demon suppression camp first. After a while, Z arrives at the first reconnaissance camp. The guard there is shocked when he sees him. What? You're only level 4? How did you even get here? You'll die in seconds. No level 4 student comes to the polluted lands. Then he laughs mockingly. I get it. You use connections to get here. Go on then. Let's see what those connections can do for you. In the same place, there is also a group of professionals preparing to enter the area. One of them mocks Z, saying, "What's a little kid like you doing here? You came here to die. Just don't drag us down with you. Stay out of our way when monsters show up." Despite how provoking she is, Z doesn't respond at all and completely ignores her, which only makes her angrier. At that moment, the squad leader, Phone, intervenes. Enough. This is the Demon Suppression Army, not a stage for showing off. He then addresses everyone, introducing himself as the leader and making it clear that regardless of their level, everyone must follow us. He begins explaining the mission. This is Project 19, the newest polluted zone to appear. Although it's ranked as the weakest, it's still at the very least a land of death. He continues, each of you will receive a temporary ID card. If anyone gets into serious trouble, use the card and I'll intervene immediately. Your primary objective is to eliminate the magic soldiers. Any loot you find is yours. You can even exchange it. Z thinks to himself, perfect. This place is ideal for leveling up quickly. But what did he mean by exchange? At that moment, while everyone is busy preparing, the girl, Shu, keeps watching Z. Suddenly, she says loudly, that country boy over there doesn't even know what reward points can be exchanged for. Z remains calm and doesn't respond, which only fuels her anger further. She snaps, fine. If I run into you in the polluted lands, I'll kill you on the spot. After a while, they all arrive at the mission area. Z separates from the group and ventures alone into the polluted lands. Using the Shadow Squirrel's radar ability, granted by its skill, it detects something nearby. When Z focuses on it, he realizes it's an evil spirit, the corpse of a demonic warrior. Although it is literally a dead body, it has a strange ability to move and attack anyone who approaches. It also possesses powerful skills like corruption and embrace of the dead. Z says, so it's true, the monsters here are far stronger than the ones in the mounts. Then he smiles upon realizing he can gain 900 experience points from defeating such a creature. At this rate, I'll reach level 5 in no time. He orders Bao to get ready and commands the squirrel to use its cloning ability to attract as many demonic creatures as possible. Immediately, Z begins slaughtering the zombies, harvesting their souls as his experience points skyrocket. He even gains a new ability called Battlefield Legend. This skill grants him extensive combat experience and numerous techniques. Excellent, Z says. This skill completely transforms my fighting style. He decides to give the ability to Bao. The moment he does, he is shocked. Bao evolves instantly from a 2-star elite to a 6-star level. This is insane. Bao's power is completely overwhelming now. We're going to wipe out all of Zone 19. Looking at Bao, Z grows even more excited. He's close to pushing him to the golden legendary level. Just one more step remains. He also notices that negative status effects on Bao have been reduced by 80%, while his attack power and speed have increased dramatically. This can't be real. Bao has become a merciless war machine. I need to make full use of his power today to defeat as many demonic creatures as possible and level up. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the monitoring room, where all the officials are gathered, watching the events unfold. They are in complete shock. The speed at which Zone 19 is being cleared far surpasses that of Zone 18. The commander is bewildered and wants to know who is responsible for this massacre. A guard steps forward and reports, the one behind this is a student from Zon Academy. His name is Z. Current data shows he is only a level 4 summon. The head of the guards can't believe what he's hearing. Not only is Z level 4, but at that very moment, the data updates. He has already reached level 5. Impossible, he mutters to himself. Even at level 5, that's still... It's not normal for him to accomplish something like this in such a dangerous place as Zone 19. At first, I thought he was just a reckless kid trying to get himself killed. But listen carefully. I want you all to keep a close eye on it. So far, he's only been encountering ordinary monsters. Once elite level creatures start appearing, he might run into some trouble. The scene returns to our protagonist, Z, who continues harvesting souls and accumulating experience points with his beasts. He even gains an additional 900 points as a bonus for his actions. However, he soon notices something unfortunate. The number of monsters in the area has started to decrease. The good news is that he only needs one more upgrade to reach the next level. Suddenly, the ground begins to tremble beneath him, and a massive, terrifying creature appears. Z actually smiles in excitement. Good, finally an elite monster. I was getting bored. The creature is the demonic blood guardian, possessing the trait demonic rage. In simple terms, whenever it takes damage, it enters a frenzy, drastically increasing its speed and strength. On top of that, it has the bone armor skill, which significantly reduces incoming damage. Z looks at Bao and says confidently, I'm sure you can finish it off in seconds. Just as he prepares to attack, Shu suddenly appears with her group of warrior companions. They all begin mocking Z, trying to provoke him. Shu turns to one of her teammates, the tiger warrior, and says, that little brat over there annoyed me. I want you to deal with him for me. The tiger warrior shouts at Z, how dare you upset Shu? Looks like you've grown tired of living. I'll teach you a lesson. You'll end up as food for the monsters. Before anything escalates, another warrior intervenes. Forget the kid for now. Let's focus on that monster. If we kill it, we'll get a lot of loot. We need to take it down before another team shows up. Another teammate agrees, right? The most important thing is killing the monster first. The tiger warrior nods. Fine, you're lucky. I'll kill this monster first, then I'll come back and deal with you. Without hesitation, they launch a full force attack on the demonic blood guardian. The tiger warrior charges forward and strikes it with his sword, but the monster calmly blocks the attack with its bone armor. Shocked, the tiger warrior says, how did it block my sword? Frustrated, he turns to his teammates. What are you waiting for? Attack together. They all unleash their powers simultaneously, and the force of their combined attack knocks the monster backward. The tiger warrior laughs, believing they've killed it. He turns to Z. Get ready, I'm coming for you next. But in reality, the demonic monster isn't dead. It rises again, and due to the damage it sustained, its demonic rage ability activates. A powerful dark aura surrounds it as it charges toward the group in a frenzy. The tiger warrior tries to confront it, but the monster blocks his attack effortlessly. His sword shatters, and he is thrown far away. Shu rushes to him in panic, helping him up. As he recovers, he says, I didn't expect it to be this strong, but if we work together, we can still defeat it. They attack again as a group, but to their horror, the monster doesn't budge an inch. It's completely unaffected. Fear spreads among them. Shu asks anxiously, what do we do now? There's no other option. We have to run. The tiger warrior shouts, fleeing in cowardice. Wait, where are you going? You're leaving me behind. Shu cries out. The rest of the team also tries to escape, but the monster begins hunting them down one by one. Shu trips and falls, calling desperately for the tiger warrior to save her, but he abandons her completely. I can barely save myself, he yells as he runs. As he flees, Z suddenly appears in front of him with Bao. The tiger warrior shouts, get out of my way. Z laughs. Do you really think I'd listen to you? Of course not. Enraged, the tiger warrior attacks, but the shadow squirrel intervenes, blocking the strike with ease. It immediately counters, delivering a powerful blow to his face that leaves him completely immobilized. Z is surprised. I didn't realize your freezing ability was this strong. The tiger warrior, now panicking, shouts, what did you do to me? Let me go. Z replies calmly, I didn't do anything, but that demonic monster behind you is about to do a lot. Terrified, the tiger warrior pleads, I don't want to die. Let me go, but it's too late. The demonic monster strikes him with a devastating blow, killing him instantly. It then charges towards Z, but Z simply says, thanks for getting rid of that nuisance. Now it's your turn. Suddenly, Bao appears and charges at the monster. With a single strike, he completely eliminates it. As the creature dies, a system message appears before Z. Congratulations. You have earned 3,750 experience points. Your level has increased to level 6. The system adds, you now have a golden opportunity to receive a random legendary reward. Z immediately uses the chance. The wheel spins and grant him a new skill, Insight, a comprehensive analysis system that allows him to evaluate everything around him, whether it's the environment or his enemies. He activates the skill and tests it on the surrounding terrain, becoming deeply impressed by its power. Then suddenly, a girl appears out of nowhere and says, what do you think about teaming up with me? Z looks at her and uses insight. All her information appears instantly. He learns that her name is Ling, a dark assassin. She is 19 years old, level 19, and ranked 79th across all of China. She also possesses a wide range of abilities, including bomb making and trap setting. Z is amazed. She's incredibly strong, level 19, with resources anyone could dream of. So why is she in a polluted zone like this? And why does she want to team up with someone like me, who's only level 6? The girl interrupts his thoughts. Are you here to level up before the exam? Anyway, I found a demonic stronghold with at least 10 elite monsters. What do you say we go there together and boost your level? The offer is tempting. If Z defeats those monsters, his level would increase rapidly. He quickly responds, "Where is it? I'll go with you." She laughs. "All right, but you need to understand something. You won't be able to kill them all alone. We'll have to cooperate." Z asks, "Are they really that strong?" She nods. Exactly. The stronghold is a massive temple filled with demons and terrifying monsters. It has 3 floors. I can handle 5 or 6 of them, and you can take care of the rest. Z shakes his head. "No, I want to kill all the monsters there by myself." The girl laughs at him. "Honestly, I can't tell if you're brave or just crazy. Don't forget, you're only level 6. Facing even 6 elite monsters there would be impossible for you." As usual, Z remains firm. After Bao's recent evolution, his strength has become overwhelming. And with the squirrel's cloning ability, I have no doubt I can defeat all those elite monsters easily. She replies, "Fine, since you're that confident, let's test it and see." Suddenly, 2 people come running toward them, screaming for help, claiming that elite monsters are chasing them. Z remains calm, sensing that something is off. When he uses his insight skill, he discovers that the 2 people are actually disguised monsters. One of them approaches, trying to deceive them, but Z quickly summons the Shadow Squirrel, which attacks and kills it with a single decisive blow. Ling is shocked by how confident Z was that they were monsters in disguise. The system then confirms it. You have gained 5,000 experience points. After killing the second disguised monster, Z receives a total of 100,000 experience points. Ling exclaims, "No way, those 2 were fake? How did you figure out?" Z doesn't want to reveal the truth about his inside ability, so he replies casually, "It was obvious from the way they talked, and the way they moved didn't match normal humans." Ling feels slightly embarrassed. "You're right, how did I not notice?" Z changes the subject and says, "Well, now you've seen it for yourself. I defeated level 20 elite monsters. We're disguised so easily. That means I should be able to handle the ones in the temple as well." Ling nods. "That actually makes sense. I may have underestimated you. Let's head to the temple." After a while, they leave the area and arrive at the temple. At that point, Ling begins explaining the true nature of her mission. She tells him that this temple is far from ordinary. It is filled with high-level demonic creatures. In fact, she continues, there was an important missing shipment carrying special materials. It was originally headed to Toyo Fortress, the strongest fortified city in East China. But the demons intercepted it along the way, and there's a high chance those materials are here. Z asks curiously, "What exactly are these materials?" Ling shakes her head. "I can't tell you that right now." Z responds with his usual indifference. "Fine, I don't really care anyway. Let's just get inside and finish this." Ling laughs. "All right, focus. There are 3 floors, and each one has at least 6 elite monsters. If you feel like you're in trouble at any point, tell me immediately. I'll help you." Z replies, "Your warnings are unnecessary. Those elite monsters you mentioned, to me, they're just piles of experience points. If I miss out on them, I might actually regret it to death." Ling smiles. "You're really fired up. Let's go." She uses her teleportation skill, and Z is impressed. It's an incredible ability. The moment they enter, Ling begins cutting down demons with speed and precision. At the same time, high-level elite monsters start appearing and closing in on them. The Shadow Squirrel is ready. It uses its cloning ability to create a large number of copies. Bao also charges forward at high speed, delivering powerful punches that eliminate enemies in seconds. But it doesn't stop there. Another demonic creature appears and throws its weapon at Bao. Bao catches it effortlessly and counterattacks, killing the monster as well. With each enemy defeated, Z gains significant experience points. In a short time, he reaches level 7. Meanwhile, back at the camp, one of the monitors shouts, calling for the team leader. "Come here quickly. You need to see this." The leader asks, "What happened?" The monitor replies, "That student, Z, he's reached level 7. The leader is stunned. "Level 7? How? He was just level 4 not long ago." When they see what Z is doing inside, they can hardly believe it. Impossible. How did this kid manage to kill 7 elite monsters on his own in such a short time? He must be the country's next genius. At that moment, the city lord himself enters the monitoring room and asks, "So, how is Z doing now?" The leader responds, "He's not just doing well. He's reached deep into the polluted zone and is eliminating every monster in his path." The city lord laughs. "I always had confidence in his abilities, but even so, he's exceeded my expectations. If he's truly this strong, we'll need him for far more dangerous missions in the future."